lot to talk
Pleasure
about.
to have
First
me
things
on, man.
first, before we go any further, please do hit the like button, guys. Please do hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you guys think about Arsenal. And before we get on to the transfer window, we got to talk about this Arsène Wenger thing.
Mm.
In case anyone hasn't seen it, on Dan Potts' channel, you started off the whole argument by saying Arsène Wenger would have won this Arsenal team the league.
So
And
I
I
didn't.
said,
I correct you there. It was actually a super chat that said that.
okay, I agree. Arsène Wenger would have won Arsenal this team the league in his first iteration. If this was Arsène Wenger from 2000, sorry, when he walked into the building till 2000 and I'll say 2008, then fine. But Arsène Wenger post 2015 was past his best, and that iteration of Arsène Wenger, I don't think would have won Arsenal the league, and that is what I was saying. And when guys are saying, "Oh my God, you're crazy," I think it's pretty fair and safe to say Arsene Wenger was past his best. And the defensive side of the game, he was taking a lot of risks. The offensive side of the game, yeah, he had it down packed to a certain T. But even then, with Ozil, with all these guys that we were creating all these chances, but we're not scoring enough goals.
Okay. So can I come back with that then? So I think what the panel thought you were saying, and what it made yourself sound like you were saying, was that Arsene Wenger couldn't do a better job than Mikel Arteta has in this first 5 years. That's what I think it was
I never
sounding.
said first 5 years. At no point did the first 5 years come out of my mouth. I simply
Okay.
said Arsene Wenger
I don't
would
think
not
you're
have.
wrong in saying that Arsene Wenger had declined into comparison to when he first walked in at the job. I don't think anyone was laughing at that. I think what
No, but
people
that's my
were,
point. And I feel like in an environment when we're having so many words and so many people throwing words around, simple when the exact quote that set me off was Arteta's best and Arsene Wenger's worst. Arsene Wenger would still get them over the line and Arteta wouldn't. That's what Wolfie
okay.
said, which set
And
me
and,
off.
and, and I agree with Wolfie, and I'll tell you why. Okay, because Mikel
Arsene Wenger's
Arteta,
worst, he would still win.
yeah, yeah, Arsene Wenger's worst, he still did win. In
No,
his
he
last 5
didn't.
years, he got us FA Cups. You
No, he
forget
didn't
that.
win the league though.
I don't care. Well, I'm talking about trophies. In our
Arteta at his worst won the FA Cup.
Arteta is at his best can't win anything. You think he's at his best now? He can't win anything. Wenger at his worst has won 3 FA Cups, got us into a title race with Leicester as 2 semi-finals and a final of a League Cup and Europa League. So when you look at what Arteta has done, we're trying to big up his semi-final against
Then
Newcastle and Real Madrid, and his FA Cup he won in 2006 with the 2020 with the team that Wenger left over, which you said needed breaking up. And now we've broken it up and he can't win anything. So I think what we need to look at, just let me say this, right? Just let me say this. I honestly do understand why people wanted Arsene Wenger out. I wanted Arsene Wenger out. I didn't want Arsene Wenger there anymore. I didn't believe we could go and win the Premier League. I did not want Mikel Arteta because I thought it was a backward step, which I still think it is. Okay. Now we are in a position where we in the last 3 years have not been able to get across the line. We've definitely competed for sure. But are you telling me that with this team in the last 3 years, Arsene Wenger wouldn't have won something with it?
I can't guarantee. The last iteration of Arsene Wenger was so tactically naive, and honestly, there's no guarantee that he would have us set up
Defensively
this.
naive we were,
There
I would
is
say.
no. There is no guarantee he would have us this well set up defensively. Offensively, maybe it would be better, but then we would just shift the issues from the attacking issues to defensive issues. That's really what I think it is. Don't forget, the reason why Arsenal are the way they are defensively is mostly down to the manager and the style that we play, and also the personnel that we have to our disposal. If you remember correctly, if I'm not wrong, Arsene Wenger walked into a team that was set up well defensively, and he took them and made them a good attacking team. So yeah,
Mhm.
if he took Arsenal as of right now and came into it when he came into Arsenal the first time, 100% he does that, and he probably walks the league. But Arsene Wenger, in his last iteration of Arsene Wenger, was tactically naive and was past his best, and no longer can say
I would say
with
he was
with
defensively naive because he would not he would refuse to buy a Patrick Vieira replacement and a Sol Campbell replacement. Mikel Arteta, the first 2 signings he made, or proper signings he made, were Gabriel and Partey. And I thought, oh, wow, we finally got that. But I do not believe that Arsene Wenger would guaranteed to have won the Premier League by now. My question was, in the last 5 years of Arsene Wenger, it was much more successful than the first 5 years of Mikel Arteta. That's just a fact for me because we won
I
three.
I I think success based on trophies, yes, But as a
which is what that
team,
is, though.
Arsenal under Arteta have been better as a team throughout the entire season in the cups and in the league than Arsene Wenger's teams. Because Arsene Wenger's teams,
Arsene
yes,
Wenger was more
yes,
successful in that
yes,
5 years.
they won trophies, but they were not a better team. Defensively, they were not better. They did not have a better midfield shape. The only thing you could argue is they had better attacks.
Okay, so it's a
And
better
even
team.
then, we scored more goals now.
Okay, so it's a better team now. Okay, I agree with that.
It's a
So
better
how can't
defense, better midfield,
yeah,
better
and
overall team.
it's a better overall team now. Agreed. So why
So
can't
what?
he
So
win?
what's better?
So
They
why can't
won.
he
They
win?
won
Why
three FA
can't he win
Cups.
something? But
They won two
Arsene
more
Wenger
FA
can
Cups.
win. So Arsene Wenger can win 2 more FA Cups with a team that isn't as good. We've given Mikel Arteta a better team, and he can't win any FA Cups. What's going on here? He's won
Dan,
3 FA Cups with Arsene Wenger with a team you said is worse. We've given Arteta the better team, and he can't win 1 FA Cup with it, let alone 3.
Dan, sustained challenges for the league title and continuing to progress to try to win the major honors is more difficult than winning a FA Cup. It is. You have to acknowledge that winning the
So
FA
he's
Cup,
failed. So he's failed at it.
you can
He's
win a
failed.
FA Cup. You can win a FA Cup with a team that is nowhere near good enough to win any major honors. You can. You can win a League Cup with a team that is nowhere near any major honors. And if you're asking if Arteta has failed, of course he hasn't won the league over the last couple of years. He hasn't gotten any major honors over the last couple of years. As an institution, we have not gotten our objectives to go and win over the last 2 years. 2022, 2023, we weren't even expected to be in a challenge for a title race. So that I'm not even going to count. That was an improvement season. Last season was the one season where you can see we've taken a step backwards because we did not look as good, but there's a reason behind it. It was due to injuries. So if we're going to speak about last season, let's speak about last season now. Enough about Arsene Wenger. Last season was a decline from 2024, 2025. I think that was our best 2024, 2025, second half of the season, from January to the end of the season, was the best part of Arsenal in the last decade. That was the best we've played. 2022, 2023, it was good vibes, but that was the best we've played. And last season, we had a massive drop off due to injuries, due to other things. But I do think we can get back to that now with some of our players back and a little bit of tweaks here and there. But take it away. What do you think about last season?
Okay, so let me just, I know you don't want to mention the Wenger and Arteta thing, but let me just close on this so I can move on from it. So if I was to say to somebody, here's a crap team, you've got 5 years to do something with it. Here's a brilliant team, you've got 5 years to do something with it. The guy who's got the brilliant team can't win anything. The guy who's got the crap team has won 3 FA Cups. I would say that he's done a better job in that 5 years than the guy with a good team who should have won something, opposed to the guy who wasn't very good who's won something. But I know
Okay.
you want to move on from that.
Who did better? Who did better over the last 3 years? Ten Hag or Arteta?
Ten Hag, because he won 2 trophies.
No, he didn't. Ten Hag did not do better than Arteta.
What did Ten Hag win and what did Arteta win?
What did Ten Hag do? He had Manchester United playing the worst football of his life. He had the team continuously diminishing. He spent as much or maybe more money than us, and he continued to fail. You, Dan, are a person who only bases a team based off of the end product. You're the at
And
this
that's what the
moment in time,
game's supposed to be about.
I'm not criticizing you as a person, but we don't see football similarly. You see football as if you don't win.
What's the
if you
aim of the
don't win,
game, Egal? Is it to
no,
try
no,
and
but
compete at the
at
best
the
or
same
try
time,
and win?
you have to build towards something. You can win a League Cup, FA Cup, and not win shit for the rest of your time. People are not going to remember you for winning FA Cups and League Cups only. You have to go and achieve the major honors to be remembered as historically a great player or a great manager. You cannot go by winning FA Cups and League Cups and saying, you know what, this is great.
Okay, let me ask you a quick question then. In
Ten
the next
Hag will
5
not
years,
be
I'm going to
remembered
give you a
at
scenario.
Manchester United for being a
No,
great
it won't
manager.
be. It won't be remembered as a
No, but
brilliant
you're
manager.
saying if
But
Arteta would have scooped
he'll
up
be
some
remembered as more
FA Cups,
successful than Mikel Arteta at the moment. Ten Hag would.
he
He
has
would be.
been more successful, but he's not
Yes.
done a better job.
Okay, that's fine. I don't care. I'd rather bring someone in who brings me trophies than someone who
No,
does
but this is where your
nearly
whole
there for
argument
5
falls
years.
apart.
Ask Liverpool what they'd rather have right now. Would they rather have Rafa Benitez or Brendan Rodgers?
So why did Tottenham sack Ange? He won
What do
them
you
their
mean?
first trophy.
Because
Why
I'll
did
tell you
Tottenham
why.
sack
I'll tell
Ange?
you why, and I'll tell you why Manchester United sacked Ten Hag as well. Because winning trophies alongside competing for the league is the only way that it's successful in my eyes, as a manager. So success is great. You can do that at the end of May. That's the only way you have success. You don't go, oh, we were so successful. We got to that semi-final. We come second. What a success. No, it wasn't. It was a failure, right? But what you have to do is compete alongside winning trophies, which is why Arsène Wenger had to go, because he was winning trophies and he was competing. Mikel Arteta is the opposite of that. He can compete, but he ain't going to win you nothing. But he'll
You know
compete. If
something?
you want to be
He
up
was
there, go
winning.
for it.
He was papering over cracks with FA Cups, but when it
What's
actually
Arteta
mattered,
doing? What's Arteta doing then?
but when it actually mattered, and we needed to win a game to get in to get a Europa League, or when we needed to win a game to get top 5, to get top 4 late in his career, for those last 2 seasons, Arsène Wenger was so past that he couldn't do it. When he was in a title race, Arsène Wenger was in a title race,
So we've
and he
replaced it
lost
with a
it
manager
to,
who still
one
can't do it.
second,
So what was the
Arsène
point?
Wenger was in a title race and he lost it to Leicester. What makes you think he's going to win the league with Arsenal
I don't think
in
he is going to win the
2020?
league with Arsenal. I didn't say that. I said he'd be more successful. I said that he would have picked up cups along the way. I actually think he's got more chance of winning the league with this Arsenal team than Mikel Arteta has. And I'll tell you why. Because Arsene Wenger does not have a boring style of football, lumping balls into boxes, Stoke FC settings, penalties and corners and free kicks. Arsene Wenger was unbelievable, whether you loved him or hated him, and I got to the stage where I wanted him gone. I do not want Arsene Wenger back. Let me make that very clear. However, if you were offering me right now the chance to go, right, one of these two managers is going to win a trophy with Arsenal, who are you lumping the money on? You're putting it on Arteta. I'm saying no, I'm putting it on Arsene Wenger. And let me tell you that. And let me tell you this lastly, right? In the next 5 years, in the next 5 years, okay, in the next 5 years, I'll give you two scenarios. Arsenal in the next 5 years are going to have Mikel Arteta. They're going to come second, third, second. They're going to miss out by a few. They're not going to win any trophies. Or you've got Arsene Wenger, who in the next 5 years probably going to be in similar positions, but are going to pick up FA Cups and League Cups. Which are you having?
Of course, you'd rather have FA Cups and League Cups, but that's not
That's
the
my point,
argument
then,
we're
Egal.
talking about.
That's my point, then,
But
Egal.
that doesn't. One second.
So we agree.
Objectively, Arsenal are a better team than Manchester United over the last 3 years.
Yes,
No debate.
agreed.
Objectively, the better team is the team that is consistent over the 38-game seasons and across all competitions. The team that wins 5 games and ends up getting a cup run and wins that cup doesn't mean they're better than
No,
the
I never
team
said
that,
they were. I said they're more successful.
Crystal Palace are not better than majority of the teams that did not win
Nope.
trophies
Agreed with
last
that.
season.
Agreed.
But what
Neither
we're
are
doing is
Newcastle and
we're,
Spurs.
we're
Neither are
conflating.
Chelsea.
No,
But
but
they
we're
all won.
conflating trophies with determining what the better team was. It doesn't. One trophy
And
does
do you know
not
what? Do you
determine
know
what
what,
the better
Egal? I'll
team.
say this very quickly. If Arsenal right now had won FA Cup, League Cup second, FA Cup second,
It would
League
not be
Cup
enough.
second, I would not. No, I wouldn't be complaining like I am now. I'm so starved, man. I haven't won a League Cup over 30 years. I haven't won an FA Cup for 5 since COVID. The last
You
one I
know
could
something?
celebrate was 8 years ago. And do you know what? Just quickly, I was 16 years old when we last won the league. I'm 37, bro. I have never seen the Champions League. So when people say you need to calm down, it's about competing. It's not about winning. Oh, it fucking is about winning. Trust me. Sorry to swear. It is about winning. Trust me, it
Then,
is.
if we won the FA Cup 4 years in a row again under Arteta, or 3 years in a row or whatever, if we won 3 years in a row under
Then I'll be
Arteta,
happy.
the FA Cup, we would not be happy as a fan base because we would still come short of our major title, which is winning the league.
Right? So I want to win the league, and I'm with you 100%, and I want to win the Champions League. In fact, I'll correct that. I want to win the Champions League over the Premier League, right? I'll take either.
What is the
The
objective?
Champions League's the one I want, right? For me, if we're taking up FA Cups and League Cups along the way, I can get behind this and go, look, don't sack this guy. He's actually winning stuff, and he's coming this close. What we're doing is coming this close and failing every time. So we come close to the League Cup, drop out, close to the FA Cup, drop out, close to the League and Champions League, drop out. I need someone to get us across the line. I just want him to win. And you know what, Egal? I've said this, and people think I'm crazy for saying this. People think I'm toxic, negative. I am making this statement very, very clearly. If he wins a League Cup and comes second, I'm keeping him. If he wins an FA Cup and comes second, I'm keeping him. If he wins one of the trophies that are major than that, Premier League or Champions League, I'm keeping him. If he wins nothing, he's got to
your
go.
objective is just to win a trophy.
Win a trophy and title challenge to the end. I'm talking take Liverpool to May and get close if it's Liverpool City, whoever it is. That is my minimum expectation. Win a trophy, whether it's Carabao Cup or not, and get to the final. I'm keeping it. But people say you're toxic and negative. Clip that then. People won't clip this, Egal. They'll say, oh, that's too positive. We'll clip something that's negative of him. Because trust me, I just want to damn win. That's all I want to do is win, man.
Dan, I hear you. But I personally don't think us winning the League Cup or FA Cup changes people's opinions of Arteta, or
Maybe not.
keeps him,
Not everybody's.
or reinvents Arsenal as a winning team. Us winning the League Cup or FA Cup does not change us to become all of a sudden a winning team. What will change us is if we finally win the league or the Champions League. Simple. Any other trophy that we win across the way is great, but it's a side dish. It's not the main course. And I don't think Arteta winning the League Cup or FA Cup will change my opinion of if we should change or keep the manager coming end of next season.
So, okay, let me give you a quick
We
scenario.
need to win.
If we
My
replicate this
objective
season we
for
just had,
Arsenal. Sorry, let me just finish this.
okay,
My
go on.
objective for Arsenal is to either win the league or the Champions League. If you don't win one of those two, then we will have to reconsider the managerial position. Simple.
If we have a season, then Arteta has a replica of the season just gone. We get to a semi-final of a Champions League, semi-final of a cup, drop out of both, don't win the league, come second by 10 points from Liverpool. You think that is a sackable offence? If he's to go and do exactly that, come second by a few points, drop out of competitions, but win the FA Cup, would you keep him or still sack him?
He should go. We need to get a manager that can help us
Fair
win
play.
league
I
titles.
respect that. Fair play. I respect that.
Because
I
my
disagree.
point,
I would keep him, but yeah, fair
because
play.
my point is I'm not here for just, oh, let's pick up anything. It's about, the whole point is all these guys are trying to reach a goal to try to play 38 games to win a league title, to play in the Champions League to try to win the European trophy for the first time in our club's history. If we're going to always just be saying, Dan, we're satisfied with the FA Cup, we've gone back to what we were under the last days of Arsène Wenger, saying, you know what, we just want anything.
I personally don't just want anything. I want anything alongside competing for the league. So if we finish 20 points off of the winners and we win something, I don't think that's good enough because you're not competing for the league, right? You've just won something, which is great. And that's what I want, essentially. But you haven't been good enough to go and win, compete or take someone to a title challenge. You should always be competitive in the league. Otherwise, you're having an Ange, Glasner, Howe, or...
We have the best defense in the league. We
Yep.
have some of the best midfielders in Declan Rice and Odegaard and Zubimendi. We have
Yep.
Saka, who's one of the best players. We just signed Gyökeres, who's one of the best strikers, in my
So
opinion.
no
in the league.
excuses then. No excuses
There
then.
should be no excuses. But the thing is, because we have not won it, Dan, since 2004, we are basically Man City pre the Aguero moment at this moment in time, based on the amount of years it's taken us to win. It's almost like we've forgotten what we were. As and
What
at
about
times
injury?
that's
What
how
about
it feels.
injuries this season? No more excuses.
No, there shouldn't be any excuses about injuries because the whole summer was spent improving the squad depth.
Okay, correct. Well done. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Dan, you can't catch me out on any of these things. I've changed my
I'm
whole
not trying
stance.
to. I'm just trying to get your opinion. And
No,
I truly believe that you are now in this is the make or break season. I believe that. I
I've
solely
been
believe
saying
that.
that.
And I do not want, and I'll tell you this again as your friend, I hope you don't move the goalpost, bro. I
There is no
really hope you
goalpost
don't.
movement. I'm actually more strict than some of you guys, because Lee Gunn is saying he takes a League Cup, Arteta, he'll back Arteta. I'm saying if he wins a League Cup and nothing else, Arteta should leave.
Okay. And I will hold you to that.
Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please do hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and leave a comment down below what you thought of that video you just watched.